If it's fun you desire, it's fun you're going to get at Flat Stick Pub. It doesn't matter what the occasion is, whether it's date night, guys night, ladies night, or large group event, Flat Stick Pub's got you covered. They have 6 great locations across the Pacific Northwest, from Pioneer Square to Kirkland, South Lake Union, Spokane, Bellingham, and Redmond. All locations offer the best pub experience in Washington. 2 rules at Flat Stick Pub: drink local and have fun. Pretty simple. So if you like to have fun, love local beer, and great tasting food, make Flat Stick Pub your next spot. Visit them at flatstickpub.com. Large is one thing about Ole Miss. They're Paul Sorensen. Another edition of Old Crimson, all brought to you by Flat Stick Pub. Cougar owned and operated. They got 6 great locations across the state of Washington: Kirkland, Pioneer Square, South Lake Union, Spokane, Bellingham, and Redmond. They've got you covered for date night, guys night, ladies night, and large group events. Great for kids, and of course, great place to watch and celebrate the Cougs. And get in there early. It's an early game. 9:45 kickoff Pacific time. Cougs in Ole Miss. Paul Sorensen, when do you leave for Oxford, Mississippi?
Oh, boy. 5:30 in the morning, Thursday morning. We're flying to Denver to Nashville. Then we're driving to Jackson, Mississippi, where we're staying. And then we're going to go to Oxford from there. So it's a long day, to say the least.
That's a hell of a trip. And you've never been there before? You have been there?
No, I've been to Jackson, but I've never been to Oxford. It's the only SEC place I've not been. So check bucket list off, and I'll have been to every single SEC school then in one capacity, either as a player, as a fan, as a broadcaster. So it's kind of a cool deal. I'm taking my daughter and her hubby and my son, who lives in Nashville, Cody. He's bringing one of his buddies, who's a former quarterback there, Mark, a big old boy. He's about 6'5", and his hands like twice the size of mine. And so he's going to kind of show us the Ole Miss side of the Cougar, Ole Miss game. So it'll be kind of fun. It'll be kind of an interesting perspective. We have to wear a collared shirt when we're there, because that's what they expect when you go to the game. It's interesting. Wait a
minute.
Yeah, they want you to wear a collared shirt.
Who said that?
The Ole Miss people. They want to wear. No, I'm not kidding.
I saw
that. The
women wear
shirt.
dresses.
They do. Women wear dresses. Guys have to wear a collared shirt. I'm not kidding you.
It's not required to wear a collared shirt.
If you want to get into a bar during game day, you have to wear a collared shirt. Not kidding you.
And you want to be a good guest.
I'm not going to be a jerkweed. So I'm going to wear a Cougar collared shirt. I'll just have my little
go in there with your wife beater on like you normally do.
Oh, come on, dude. Seriously? I don't want to have, my third nipple hanging out. I'm going to wear a collared shirt, my Cougar hat. We're going to rock the crimson and gray, but I'm going to do what the guy tells me to do so I can get in and hang out and annoy them.
I'm looking this up. Do you have to wear a collared shirt at Ole Miss?
Well, just
what's the best SEC stadium you've been to then?
Auburn was pretty fun. Love Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee's still my all-time favorite. As played there, broadcasted there, and did the fan thing there. So I did all 3 of them. And so Tennessee right now is my favorite. Other than the game day experience when I was a little kid at LSU and the Tiger, when they poked the Tiger, when the other team came out and scared half the team, they ran the wrong direction. That was really cool. So LSU game day experience, but Tennessee overall, those have been my 2 favorites.
Do they have an actual rebel? Does he have like a gun? Is he coming out? Do you know? What is he doing?
I don't know. I haven't been there yet. So they have, I think it's 67,000 or just under 70,000. And but it's pretty cool because they set up Friday night and all the little frat boys, they kind of sprint out. They get the little plebes, to line up there, and they have to go grab the tents to set up. And it's a big deal. And, you try to get the best location. And, we didn't get into the alumni deal, so we're just going to wander around aimlessly. But there's a bunch of Cougs that are going to this thing. So it'll be really kind of fun. The tailgating's off the hook. They've got candelabra. They do it right. And they're really friendly. If they're anything like the Auburn, game back in the day. And you got to remember, everybody, I think they're 34-point underdogs, but the Cougs back in the day, they lost 34-27 to an Auburn team that actually went to the national championship that year and got beat by Florida State. Now it's different in terms of what, the team that the Cougs are bringing down now. And remember old Lane Kiffin, he doesn't have a lot of good memories of Washington State because the Cougs beat him in the Coliseum when DeMonte Horton had a pick six and they beat him 10-7. They're ranked 25th in the country. He got booed off the Coliseum field back in the day when, Washington State went to the Coliseum, beat him 10-7 in that slugfest. So it's going to be interesting what kind of mood old Laney Kiffin is when the Cougs roll into town. So it's going to be fun.
So you think he'll have revenge on his mind for that 10-7 game? Do you think that even occurs to him in this matchup?
They got Georgia and Oklahoma in the next 2 weeks, Jim. They don't give a flip about Washington State.
That's my favorite fun fact about the game is that we're in between LSU and Georgia. They're not going to be fired up to play us.
And they're coming off a bye, too. So you're going to tell me that they're game planning their nuts off right now for Washington State with Georgia and Oklahoma the next 2 weeks? Honestly.
Just keep going. Hey, here's your crowd. Yeah, it definitely looks like a collared shirt.
Dude. Look at the guy.
Required
collared shirt guy. He had a collared shirt on until he took his pants off. I can't. Once you get into the stadium,
got his underwear on his head.
To get into the bars around the stadium, you got to have a collared shirt on. That's what they told us. So maybe.
All right. So Jim Moore, you like the Cougs on the points?
Yeah, I like the Cougs in the points every week, but especially this week. I was surprised when I saw it opened up at 33.5, and so I pounded it with $50, and then it went down to 32.5, and I raised it up to 33 and paid a little extra vig. And I mean, what the hell? Puck, didn't you think we were going to be like 24-point underdogs? I don't think we're that bad, are we, to be 33-point underdogs in this game?
This is about what I expected.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? God, are we that?
Oh, this is the number 4 team in the country.
I know, but we're the Cougs.
Jim, have you looked at Jim? This is their offensive line, and then I'm going to follow it up with our defensive line. But this is what their offense, and they average like 208 yards on the ground. On the ground, they got a quarterback that is leading the SEC in yards completed. It's like 16 yards per attempt. And guess what he is? He's the dreaded dual threat quarterback. He's already thrown for 1,000 yards. He's the second leading rusher on the team. Their offensive line is Diego Pounds, 6'6", 335. Delano Townsend is their left guard, 6'5", 330. He's a sophomore, by the way. Their center, Bryson Sanders, is 6'6", 310. Their right guard, Patrick Kudus, at 6'4", 315. The right tackle is Jaden Williams, 6'4", 320. Do you know who our biggest guy on the defensive line is? Are you aware who that is?
No, but what is it, 265, 270?
290. Mike Sanjo is 290. Our DNs are 255 and 250. They're almost 100 pounds lighter than these guys.
Yeah, but don't you have a quickness advantage?
There you go.
Sure. Yeah.
That's it. That's the key.
Yeah, the problem is that probably the left guard, this Delano Townsend at 6'5", 330 is probably as fast as our linebackers.
Remember the Gushikin guy, the guy that had a pick six against UCLA? He's playing for Ole Miss. And then
he's not the only one.
Yeah,
Deshaun's dribbling.
Yep, he's the wide receiver for him too. So
that kid went to Ole Miss?
Yep, he's at Ole Miss.
He went to Oklahoma State first. He played 2 years at Oklahoma State and just transferred to Ole Miss. But he's not the only one. You may know this guy, Paul Sorensen. There is another connection to Eastern Washington at Ole Miss. I bet you have to know this guy. He's out of Ferris High School. He went to Central Washington. Then he transferred to the College of the Redwoods. Anthony Aguirre.
Anthony Aguirre.
Have you ever heard of that kid?
Running back DB, I think.
Yeah, so he's a wide receiver now, but maybe he was a running back back then. Anthony Aguirre.
Wow. Well, that was quite the journey.
Ferris High School to Oxford, Mississippi. Yeah. How about that? Going from Spokane to Ellensburg.
You scooped me, Puck. I didn't know that one. Well done, man. You did your homework on this. Congratulations.
Well, I was bored and just looking through all of the how goddamn big they are.
Did you find any reason why we can win this game?
I did not. Yeah, I got one small reason. Do you want one? I'll give you one thing to look forward to. They are not good stopping the run for some reason.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw they're 15th in the SEC, allowing
164 yards a game
per
they
game.
give up. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
But
we only
we're not really good running the ball. Have
we
you
rush for
noticed that?
79 though, dude. We only give up 70. We rush for 79 yards a game. So yeah, I mean that's
it is.
Go Cougs.
I maybe I'm a bad fan. I guess I am. I'm a bad fan. Here's my thing. I don't want anybody to die.
Puck, I'm right there with you. I appreciate that Paul's going, and as I sit here right now, I'm envious as hell that he's going and I'm not. But I just couldn't pull the trigger on spending $2,000 or $3,000 to go from Bend, Oregon to Oxford, Mississippi to watch us lose by 50. If that makes me a bad fan, then I am. I'll be sitting here watching at 9:45, hoping like hell we cover the spread, but I'm not going to be surprised at 12:45 if I walk out of my Cougar room and we lose by 50. Are you?
The best part. I wish I had it, Paul. And you know what? I should have got it yesterday. Lane Kiffin was doing his press conference on Monday. And again, I'm not expecting reporters to know anything about Washington State. I mean, why would someone who works in Oxford, Mississippi have anything to know what's going on, right? But this guy, one of the very first questions from someone to Lane Kiffin, he's like, Coach, is this guy a disciple of Mike Leach? What's it? Did they throw it like 70 times like Leach?
I have no idea.
Kevin's like, no, he's from South Dakota State, brought his whole, group over. It's a totally different system. Yeah. But I've just laughed because these guys are just
they don't know.
The hell's Washington State, for God's
sake? You know
sakes.
what? I hope we do that. I hope we just start throwing it all over the lot because I don't care what it says about their defense against the run. I don't see us being able to run against them. Do you?
Well, no, when you look at what their defense, I mean, their defensive front, they got a guy, Jim, they've got a guy. Where is he at? How big is he?
Yeah, bring up that fat kid again, like you did last week.
He wasn't fat.
He is. He's 6'7", 380.
No,
he could bench press you, Jim. He could bench press you and throw you right out of the shed.
He's not. You got to look at him. He's huge. He's not fat.
He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he's 6'7".
I'm sorry, but if you're 6'7" and you're 380, you're fat.
But I'm just okay. I'm not going to convince you.
I know you won't.
I'm just going to move on. I know. I'm not going to convince you because you don't want to do any
Jim's
work.
Sitting on the front porch yelling at the neighbors again.
Well, show me a picture of him.
I did show you. We showed it. We did it last week. I showed it to you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, he is.
Paul,
did it last week.
Oh, God, agree with me, Paul. Just one time.
Well, if you were actually right once, I would agree with you. But unfortunately, Buck was right. So
one time.
But you're usually wrong, Jim, and that's why it's hard to kind of agree with you.
You are usually wrong.
But that's okay. That's why we love you, because you're the kind of that goofy old guy that goes off into a tangent. And it's kind of cool.
So they have a
That's what I've always wanted to be known as. So, yeah, I've accomplished my career goal.
They've got a defensive tackle, number 51, is Xavier Harris from Canton, Mississippi. He's 6'8", 330 pounds.
Okay, that's not fat.
Their average
6'8",
line, Puck, their average line is
6'5".
Their average line across the front, offensive line is 6'5", 333 pounds. The average, that's their offensive line.
Does all of this necessarily mean we're going to get manhandled?
Probably.
I think there's a good chance, yeah.
Which means that they can take one big guy and take our defensive line.
In other words, lay the points?
I would if I were going to bet. You know my policy, I don't bet on them, ever. Yeah, I would probably
that's so noble of you.
No, it's not noble. There's nothing to do with nobility. It's I don't
bet
want
on the Cougs. Come on. Bet on the Cougs. That's our team. That's our alma mater. Fight for Washington State. Take the points.
I don't want the added stress. So I don't like it.
I'm rushing the field.
The added stress.
Wait a minute.
Paul, I'm rushing the field.
Wait. Flip it around. We can lose by 30 and you're going to win money.
That's what you said the last time, and we got crushed. And no, what was the game that? San Diego State. You guarantee the under, okay? Remember? Yeah. And then you're going to kick a field goal, which you would have won on the under, and then that dumbass jumped off sides twice, and then the quarterback came in who you hated, and he scored on a 6-yard touchdown run, and you lost.
I'm saving my money up for some things over here. I don't got money to spend on the Cougs.
There you go.
All right.
He has to support his.
There he is. Spend it on NIL so we can get some of those Ole Miss kids to come to Pullman.
Go. So there is Percy Lewis. Does he look fat to you, Jim?
That's not a fat guy.
No, he doesn't look fat to me.
See, that's what he showed last week. He did the same thing last week, Jim. So that's a big dude.
Oh, did he? Well, I missed that.
No, you were chasing your dog who was going after a hamster. So you missed that.
I did.
But
have we offered anything of note to anyone who's watching this?
No, sorry. We apologize. There's going to be nobody left. And so Flat Stick Pub, we're so sorry that this has gone right down the crapper. This has been a yell and scream.
This has basically been how bad are they going to lose by? This is the how bad are they going to lose by podcast.
But I don't know,
Jim.
I will say this. The good news is that they have only had 5 sacks, only 80 pressures, and 19 tackle for losses. So this isn't really a defense that gets upfield, okay, and attacks the quarterback. So if they can figure out a way to slow the really big, large, angry people up front and give Zevi some time to just kind of pick and choose and dink and dunk down the field, you can score some points on these guys. And so there's always a chance, dude. We got 1.5% chance per ESPN, 1.5% chance of winning the game. It can happen. We got a chance.
Interesting.
Okay. They only allow 19 points a game,
not a big pressure team. They like to keep you in the pocket, but they don't get a lot of sacks. They don't get a lot of TFLs. So I think this is a game where, unless they have to start blitzing, that Zevi can sit there and he can throw the football around, and that's good for Washington State.
Paul, let me ask you a question. When you're there, can you just ask people if they know or have ever heard of the school?
They'll probably think of the Huskies is what they'll think of. I mean,
no, just that.
Or they'll go, "Are you from Washington D.C.?" No,
yes.
we're the other Washington.
There's going to be a lot of that. They're going to think you're from Washington D.C.
The reason they will know who we are is because of game day, because we always have our flag there.
But Jim,
Jim,
I love you to death.
They thought
but do you think they have any idea what the flag is?
Yes, if you watch College Game Day, they always show the Coug flag, and for how many years now? So I think people know who we are.
Okay.
Well, they know the flag, but they don't necessarily equate the flag and the Cougar logo with Washington State.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do they associate it with the school?
You have to remember, there's a lot of regionality.
God, you guys suck today. You guys suck, man. You guys don't think we have a chance.
No, I think
we got a puncher's chance in the game.
I always believe we can win.
We got Zevi. We have Zevi. You mentioned it, though, Paul. I'll give you some credit. Not much, but we have Zevi. Zevi gives us hope, doesn't he?
Yes. I just said that the fact that I gave you an actual stat of their defense, that they're not this attacking Alabama with 37 first-round picks, on the defense. Hell, they have one of our ex-defensive backs that they had to go and lure via money. By the way, they have a really good NIL program that Lane Kiffin used to buy a lot of good players.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, one of them was our guy. Actually, two of them are. And one of them was from Ferris High School that we didn't know because Puck talked about it via 14 different schools. So, this guy's really creative at getting people to come down there. So don't turn the football over. Don't have a lot of penalties. Give yourself a chance. Play dink and dunk. have some fun. You never know. Georgia, Oklahoma coming up the next 2 weeks. They've had a bye week. They're not talking about Washington State. Washington State's just doing their thing. They see 2 59-point games at North Texas and also at Washington. They're thinking, okay, we're just going to roll. And then you get in there and you start playing, you do your thing. You never know. I'm just telling you never know. Washington State hung the worst loss on Johnny Majors in Tennessee history when Tim Rosenbaum and company came in there in 1988 and threw 59 points up on him. That was the year Johnny Majors got fired. Nobody was talking about Washington State then either. Just saying.
That was the year we beat UCLA when they were number 1 in the country, too, Paul.
They beat them. They beat Johnny Majors 52-24, and that was when Victor Woods was dribbling the punt down the field. He returned a punt 80 yards, and he dribbled it like 20 yards because he fumbled it, kicked it, punted it, and nobody. It was the goofiest thing I've ever seen. I was doing the radio on it, and Bob Robertson, he was going nuts on the thing because he didn't even have the football for like 20 yards. He still scored. So. Never know.
Victor Wood, the star of the Aloha Bowl.
That's right. And his son is now the starting quarterback at the University of Idaho. So he was the guy that tried to beat Washington State the first game, and they hung on to a 13-10 nail biter in that game. So,
how much do you think Jim Moore as a whole does Ole Miss spend on NIL, do you think? Closest to the pin.
I'll say $8.5 million.
$8.5 million. You're pretty close. Paul, you have a guess on that?
How much just the football program spends?
You just all of it together. The football program, the NIL, everything together.
I'd say $25 million.
$25 million?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not bad. Yeah, around $25 million.
Thanks. Nice job.
What do
Jim.
we spend?
What do we spend? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how much we spend. I don't think it's quite $25 million. No.
Wait, Paul has $5 million up. Is that 500,000 or $5 million?
There's a 5 in there somewhere.
There's a 5. Well, that could be anything. 50,000.
Sorry,
5,000.
There's a 5 in there. I don't know what it is, but there's a 5 around there.
Well, it's not 25.
It's not 25 million. Yeah,
dollars.
no, it's not. But that's the difference. And here's another thing. And all you have to do is look at the top 25. Hell, look at the top 15. Look at the Big Ten and the SEC. Look at how fast the Big Ten and the SEC is pulled away from everybody else. There's only 6 teams on the West Coast that are even getting votes, in the top 25 now, from that perspective. How fast did the West Coast become irrelevant in terms of college football? And it's all money, and it's all ESPN and Fox now. They did exactly what they wanted to do and created an NFL model with the Big Ten and the SEC. And it's insane how quickly that this happened. So they got what they wanted, and they got separation, and they did it in 2 years. And I'm just amazed that we sat there and watched this thing, and it's kind of sad. I mean, it's good for the teams that have separated and pulled away, but is it good for the sport of football? I don't think so, So, and you're seeing the difference.
It's not kind of sad, Paul. It's really sad. It's awful. It's freaking awful, man. I just hate it. And Puck, I know college football is your favorite sport. It's my favorite sport too. And they've just ruined it. They've just flat out ruined it. But we've gone over all that before.
Well, 3 teams on the West Coast that actually are in the top 25: Arizona State, BYU, and Oregon. And then 3 other teams. I think you got Washington, you got UNLV, and somebody else that are getting votes. Utah. Okay, and that's it. 6 teams, and it's
I mean, it's the game has been changed forever, and money's a huge part of it. I mean, I think you saw it. It's not just how it affects Washington State; it's how it affects every school. I mean, I think you saw the difference. We referenced it before. You go back to Washington and Ohio State. I mean, just having the ability to buy 3-4 more players or retain them, is the difference in a game like that. So you'll just continue to see that. I mean, I think from a player's perspective coming up Saturday, and I think for a school and all that, I think it's great for them. I think it's going to be fun for all the fans to go down there and see it. And I no doubt believe in the first quarter, usually these teams, I mean, obviously Ole Miss does not care about this team. Okay. They have not, yes, they've gone through all their scouting and they've watched film, but Jesus, they're like, okay, we're going to run we're going to run our most basic offense and basic defense that we can possibly do this week. Because what do we have? It's Georgia on the horizon. Then who's after that? Oklahoma, I think, is in 2 weeks. I mean, so they're not gonna show anything at all to their opponents, and it will be. They think they'll get away with just running vanilla stuff, which they will be able to. Now it might be close, like the first half of the first quarter, at least kind of be in it. Generally those teams make, a couple plays or two because they're playing above their heads, but then the fatigue and the weather and all that stuff's going to.
Actually, it's not going to be that bad. It's supposed to be high 70s, mild humidity, which for Mississippi this time of year is actually really good,
Okay.
and it's beautiful. I mean, honestly, it's going to be a beautiful day, and it's an early game. I mean, playing football at 9:45 in the morning, body time is not ideal, but hey, it's breakfast in Mississippi. So go out and have a bagel and fly around and go out and have a good time. And then
I'm not sure they have bagels there in Mississippi, but okay.
Well,
but I mean, you're not going to Manhattan. You're not going to New York. Can I get a bagel and cream cheese? I mean, you're fucking Mississippi, man. Jeez, you're gonna wake up.
You had hush puppies and a catfish. I mean, is that
you're gonna wake up with a bourbon and a cigar in your mouth and go like this, son. This is how we do it down here for breakfast.
We get a po' boy for lunch. Then that'll be fun. Jeez Louise, or a shrimp sandwich.
No, but Puck, you said it though. I mean, you laid out a good reason why we're going to cover in the game, because they're not going to take us seriously. And then toward the end of the game, when they're up by 30 in the fourth quarter, most coaches, I don't know if Kiffin's this way, but they're going to have their backups in there, and we're probably going to still be, scrambling around with our first stringers trying to, make it look respectable. So, yeah, I think we have a good shot to be proud of our team once the game is over.
Here's why I'm going to counter your counter.
Okay.
Did you remember the game earlier this year? Lane Kiffin talked about it on the field about covering the spread. Literally said it in the post-game interview.
Well, good for him for doing that, because most coaches should do that, because if you're, it's your alma mater out there, you're probably betting on them, and so you should know the spread, and if you have a chance to cover, do it. But I don't know.
That's my point is that I bet he's going to be well aware of what the line is, because he apologized. Actually, they didn't cover. They actually didn't cover. It was a game earlier this year against Kentucky. It was, I think the line was like 10.5.
But he referenced knowing it was 10.5.
What?
He referenced knowing it was 10.5, the line, and that they were trying to cover the spread.
No, what he did, he apologized to the fans, allowing Kentucky to get a late field goal because it made them and let Kentucky cover. So
wow,
I don't know.
Wow.
So maybe when he looks up there and goes, "Oh, it's 30, huh? Well, what's the line?
Well,
32
maybe an onside kick and throw up a late. Maybe he'll throw with 2 minutes to go and get a touchdown, keeping his starters in there. Yeah. What do you think?
We could take a knee here, or I could attempt a 48-yard field goal. And Bubba down at the bagel shop where Paul apparently is going for the game, will celebrate with because he bet on Ole Miss. All right, hey Paul, when do you leave again?
5:30 in the morning on Thursday, and we'll get in there maybe via, I'll probably arrive like Friday night, because I'll take 15 different flights to get down to Nashville. But looking forward to it. I'm excited, spending some time with the fam, and we'll have the family truckster from Nashville to Oxford via Jackson. So it's going to be a fun time. Looking forward to it.
That'll be fun. Give me a final score prediction, Paul.
I'm going 42-27. Unfortunately, Ole Miss, but it's going to be closer than what people
42-27.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, Jim Moore. Prediction, thoughts.
I'll go with 41-20 Ole Miss.
40-20. Okay, 41-20.
41.
God, I'm the asshole, huh?
They have a good
job,
kicker,
Jim.
Too.
Yeah, we do. He hasn't missed a field goal or an extra point. How about that, Jim? You love those kickers.
I'm going to go 51-10.
Oh.
Who wins?
Cougs.
51-10.
Okay, Cougs. Yeah, there you go. You're not an asshole now.
So you got 41-20. Paul's going 42-27. All right. Paul, safe travels. Have a blast.
Wait, one last thing, Puck. One last thing. I want to test your Cougness here for a second. Okay, if you could have the Cougs beating Ole Miss, and the Mariners lose the series to the Tigers, would you take that?
No, I want the Mariners to win the series. Sorry.
I knew he was going to say that.
You want to ask me how I feel about it? I would take the Cougs beating Ole Miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you would also take the Cougs over your family, so that doesn't surprise me.
But not the Dogs.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
No, I would rather see the Mariners go to the World Series.
Would you? God, this would be like, where would this rank in the best wins in school history if we pull this off?
Where would it rank if the Mariners won the World Series?
That'd be number one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So is that slightly above the Cougs beating Ole Miss?
God, I love our school so much, though.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I like the Mariners, but I love us.
Okay.
Well, Jim's got a little bit
That's
higher.
another edition.
He's got a higher Coug fandom there, Puck. So sorry about that.
He does.
Bud.
He's a better fan than us. He's always has been. That's Old Crimson. Big thanks to Flat Stick Pub. Not sure what you got out of this week's show, but hey.
Sorry.
Still show up to Flat Stick Pub this weekend to watch the Cougs take on Ole Miss. 9:45. Cougar owned and operated. Andy Largent, we apologize for this week's show. They've got 6 amazing locations across the state. Kirkland,
Sorry,
Pioneer
Andy.
Square, South Lake Union, Spokane, Bellingham, and Redmond. Visit them, flatstickpub.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Sorensen,
Go Cougs.
Jim Moore, go Cougs.
Go Cougs.